By far, the most widely used modern version control system in the world today is Git. Git is a mature, actively maintained open-source project originally developed in 2005 by Linus Torvalds, the famous creator of the Linux operating system kernel. A staggering number of software projects rely on Git for version control, including commercial projects as well as open source. Developers who have worked with Git are well represented in the pool of available software development talent and at work. In this tutorial we are going to put hands on Git and Github for absolute beginners. If you are not subscribed this channel, please subscribe and share this video for your loving peers to push to the front of the technical world. So let's start.
So welcome guys, welcome to a new video. In this video we are going to download Git in Windows operating system, and also we are looking how to configure Git and GitHub. So first of all we want to install Git. So open your favorite browser and type Git. In this, select the second site that downloads Git from the gitscm.com. So click on that. In this window you can download the Git for your operating system for Windows. So you can download automatically the Git by clicking this button. So click on that. And the Git will be started download automatically. So guys, we can see that the Git file is downloaded into your system. So to install that file, click on the .exe file. And will be asked to run this file, so click on run. Click yes for the verification. Then click next, and you want to click the additional icons and it will be seen in your desktop as an icon. Then click next, don't want to change any other options. Next, please enable this function. Then click on install, and it will take some minutes to install the Git in your system. So the installation of the Git has already completed. So now you want to restart the computer. So I'm not restarting now, and then click finish. As you can see, the Git bash is loaded automatically. So guys, we are successfully installed Git bash, and now we are looking to connect Git bash with Git with simple Git commands. So launch into your Git bash, or you can type here Git bash and open the app Git bash. and git bash will be opened in the base directory. So you want to change this base directory to desktop directory. So type the command cd, then the name of directory, that is desktop. So it changed the directory from its base directory to desktop. So if you want to create a file in this directory, we can type mkdir, then the file of the name, in this case I will be type test. By this command, a folder called name test will be generated by git bash in the desktop. So that's the file. So we want to enter into the file, that's by the command cd test. So we are now in the test file. First of all, if we want to connect our file in our local machine to a GitHub repository, we want to initialize that file with test. This can do by the command git init. By this command, the git will be initialized in this folder test. Next, we want to create some files in our test to upload into the GitHub repository. So in my test file, I'm creating a sample file called test. In this, I'm writing this is my first git project, and I saved it. So again in the git bash, then we want to confirm which is the repository we want to push the data. So in this case, I'm created a private repository in my GitHub account, and if you want to create a repository, you want a GitHub account, then you can access your GitHub repository by copying this link of your GitHub repository. So I copied it, and the uploading of the file from our local machines to GitHub repository is termed as pull request. And if you want to create a pull request, we want a branch. Through the branch, we are giving the pull request from our local machine to GitHub repository. So we want to create a branch by the command git checkout p, then the name of your branch, and I'm typing test. So it be mentioned that you are in a new branch that's named test. Then we want to initialize the URL of the repository that we want to create a pull request, and you can do by this command git remote add upstream, then URL of this command that is copied from this area. So I'm copying here, and this make git bash to know which repository you want to upload or create a pull request. And if you want to know the status of the your folder called test, you can type the command git status. And as we all know, we had a file called text.txt, and we want to push this file to our GitHub repository. Before that, we want to do some kind of exercise. After this, we want to add the changes to our GitHub local repository by the code git add dot. This means that all the file in our test repository will be saved. After this, we can check by typing git status. Now we can see that the GitHub records the change, that is create a new file called text.txt. Then in next we want to save all these changes by commanding git commit bar m. Then we want to send a message of this change. In this change, this is my first change. Then click enter, and it mentioned that we are created or save the changes of your file in your local repository. In this final section, we want to upload all the file into from your local repository into your GitHub repository, and we have two more commands to left in this section. First of all, we want to refer the URL of your repository to as a variable in the git bash. Follow this command, that is git remote add. Then you can refer any name to your URL of your repository. Generally it will be origin. Then paste your URL of your repository, then click enter, and the access has granted. In this final section, we want to push all the data from our local repository to GitHub repository by this command, that is git push -u origin, that is the referral name, and following our brand name test, and then hit enter. After hitting enter, we can see the message from git bash that the data from our local repository has been successfully uploaded to our GitHub repository, and you can check more details on your GitHub repository. So far in the tutorial, we looked some basic knowledge about the Git and GitHub, and more details on Git and GitHub will be posted on future on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe this channel and share this video to your peers. So goodbye.